Hello lovely ones and welcome to another Galactic Mayan Astrology report with me, Jyoti. So this is a report for Saturday the 1st of February 2025. Holy fucking shit, what the fuck has January been? Holy guacamole. The past two Wavespells have absolutely deconstructed the life that I was living, brutally, painfully, and then taken me to a completely different reality that I was not expecting. And it's just been like initiation after initiation after initiation. So the last wave spell, the Yellow Warrior, was all about us coming into that place of responsibility and rising into, personal power. And something that came up for me a few times, I can really feel that, the masculine energy within us all and within the men on the planet is really... like the shadow is up and out, man. It's like, wow. But this whole thing that it was said to me twice by two different men that pretty much fucked me over was like, oh, my truth. This whole thing of my truth. And I think the energy of the Yellow Warrior is like, all right, you can have your fucking truth, but what are your responsibilities? And how do we kind of rise into our power? And it's really interesting because I feel like the Yellow Warrior is almost this like divine masculine potentiality that we're really needed on the planet, to be able to come into a place of, fierce responsibility where we take care of our communities and our children and, and the earth. And also we're able to hold our energy, to hold our power. It's this like really amazing energy that's like, okay, how do we keep stepping in? And then on the 1st of February, thank fuck we're out of the January container. Not that it means anything anyway, but holy guacamole. We then move into the red moon. So we're entering into this time of, the deep feminine and the red moon energy. We're going to be journeying for the next 13 days. So before I go any further, the order is in for the Galactic Mayan Diaries. So they are going to be landing very soon, which feels wonderful. And also, now that I am back from my epic fucking death, I am going to be excitedly sharing more about what's coming in Glastonbury. And what's now coming in Glastonbury is such a different flavour of what was originally coming through, and it's ever deepening into galactic consciousness. That is what I bring. How do we align with natural galactic consciousness and ways of navigating reality and ways of experiencing time? So it's going to be a really big initiation, but I really feel that I've kind of dropped into a different space within my human self, and that means that what I'm going to be able to facilitate on the back of that is deeper, is different. And I'm really feeling a deep call to integrate what we've been through since 2019. I think that's really what this gathering in Glastonbury is about. We started 2019 and this journey of the 13 years of the White Wizard, and we were really taken into, and we continue to be taken into, the centre of the pain body, the collective pain body. And this is why so many things are arising on the world stage. But it's really easy for us, and it is the agenda, for us to focus on the world stage and not be looking at ourselves and what's occurring in our personal lives. So we're really going to be focusing on like integrating the shadow of what has been arising, really looking at ourselves and purifying the human vessels, so that then we can embody more light, so that then we can be galactic ambassadors, so that then we can be holding a different frequency and attuned to completely the realm of synchronicity, where we are completely in the right place at the right time, because we are on time, in natural time. So if you have not yet jumped into the gathering in Glastonbury, it's the 15th and 16th of March. It's going to be rad. It's going to be really fucking special. But on Saturday the 1st of February, which is what this video is all about, we move into the energy of red moon. So red moon, as I say, is the energy of the divine feminine. Thank fuck, give me some of that. I've had to be so in my masculine for the past few years, but particularly January, it's been like freaking hell. My feminine's been like, oh, But luckily, thank fuck, my inner masculine's been like, it's all right, babes, we've got this. It's all good. So the red moon energy is all about purification and flow. So on the planet at the moment, you know, we are pretty far removed from living in alignment. You know, we're more in the masculine polarity as a collective species, you know, so the way that we perceive things is very analytical, the way that we move through the world is in a very controlled way, the way that we interact is very heady, the way that we, all of that stuff. Whereas the red moon energy is the super femme, which is all about intuition. It's all about, the purification of our bodies to be able to come into alignment with the truth. The truth. There is the truth. Not just my truth and your truth. There is the truth, and the truth is fucking love. So the journey of the red moon invites us to purify, you know, and it's an invitation, but sometimes it's also a bit of a, you will purify, you will feel the fucking feelings, because really, you know, that is all we need to do. I shared a little silly video the other day that was about this, and you know, it's just like all we've got to do on one level is feel the feelings, but then what it actually takes to feel the feelings is beyond our capacity a lot of the time. And we have grown up in a world that is devoid of space for feeling and full of fucking distractions, particularly now with technology, to support us to not feel. But actually, when we simply allow ourselves to feel the things that feel like shit, when we allow that energy out, sometimes, you know, with the law of attraction teachings, it can be like, oh my God, I can't go into that vibration. Fuck, if I go into that vibration, I'm just going to manifest more of that. Ah! But actually, if that energy is within us, it's there in our subconscious anyway. So the best thing that we can do is allow it to purge, is allow it to be moved from our depths and out. So in terms of collective reality, you know, there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of all of it, which has kind of been there from the beginning of time. But our responsibility is just to feel it. Like, if there's grief, feel the fucking grief. If there's anger, feel the fucking anger. You know, let it out, but don't put it towards something, because when you put it toward the thing, you then feed the thing. But it's really crucially important for us at this time on the planet to keep bringing it back to the personal, because that's the only thing that we can shift. If we shift our personal, and everybody shifts their personal, then collective reality changes. If we are constantly looking at collective reality and not what's going on in here, or not what's playing out in our relationships, or not how we're showing up, or not when we're bloody sabotaging, or whatever the fuck it is that we do, when we're not looking inward, then we are inadvertently feeding the collective reality, because the collective reality is just there to mirror back to us. It's like, hey guys, look at your shit. This is other people playing it, but look at it. This is your shit. So within this red moon wave spell, it's a great time if you want to do some kind of purification activity. So if there's anything that you want to, you know, you could see it as like a little Lent. My grandma always does a Lent thing. I think last time she gave up biscuits. So if you want to do something to purify your physical vessel, this is a cool time to do that. But it's also, it's a really important window if we can utilize it or create it to allow things to arise. And I think sometimes we can inadvertently, I guess as women, there's a little bit more normality in having periods of time that you don't pack full, because if you're going to bleed, you're probably not going to be able to meet those commitments. But for everybody within this wave spell, to try and keep it as spacious as possible is the key, really, because when we have that space, then the body and the mind and the, you know, all of the aspects of who we are, our hearts, have the opportunity to bring things up. You know, it's like things are able to move if we give ourselves the space. Whereas when we're busy, it's like, oh, you know, things might start to come up, but you're like, fuck me, I can't deal with that right now, so I need to put a lid on it. So the red moon is really give ourselves space, give yourself space, give myself space, give other people space to begin to journey the grief and the pain. Or maybe to integrate the grief and the pain, you know, but create the space. Now, a lot of the red energies have got this like deep creativity within that as well. It's like okay, so we've got all of this emotion, all of this feeling, you know, and how can we allow ourselves to go through the breakdown, but then make something beautiful out of it? You know, how can you create something beautiful from the pain? And that is really what, you know, the alchemy process is about. So spaciousness is key for this wave spell. Rest is key for this wave spell. But giving ourselves space to create on the back of whatever comes up for us. And then there's this energy of flow as well. So again, like when we're living in synchronicity, there is so much less structure. And like for me now, you know, I guess when I was in my previous relationship it was a little bit different, but I don't really have the like Monday to Sunday anchor. I don't really know most days what day it is. Like now I ain't got a clue what day it is. I could really think about it and then figure it out, but that's not the structure that I live within anymore, because it doesn't really serve me to do that. But the more that we can move ourselves away from these structures of time that fix us into something, okay, that day means that, and that means that, and that means that, and when we have all this like construct of meaning upon a fucking window of time that isn't evolutionary focused, because like with the Galactic Mayan stuff, you know, you can look at the energy of the day and there's a lot in that, but it's evolutionary focused. It's not limiting, it's expansive. Like to know that like, oh, the energy of today is this, means that then we can open into it. Whereas when it's a Monday and everyone fucking hates Mondays and Mondays blah, 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 it's like blah, 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 everything closes down again. So when we allow ourselves space from these structures, and again this is that like masculine feminine, structure is fucking great and we need it, but not all the time and not in place of flow. Create the structure for the flow. So flow, you know, if you have a routine of a job, which means that you're at a certain place at a certain time, blah, 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 how can you create the space for flow outside of that? And, you know, how can you respond to the moment? So as opposed to planning everything to the fucking nth degree, how can you allow yourself space to feel into what is inspiring in that particular moment? Because that then gives us permission to be in the right place at the right time and again access the synchronistic realm. And yeah, the more that we purify ourselves, and you know, purification again has kind of been robbed by masculine structures to mean this thing that we do to the body to get the bad things out, whereas actually it's more of a refinement process. It's more of a deep listening, like to drop in and to fucking listen. It might be that we drink shitloads of cacao. It's chocolate time, babes. It's not about, you know, making everything super fucking clean. Sometimes purification is chaotic, screaming into the fucking void. Sometimes it's throwing our bodies round in fucking agony. Whatever it is, it's a beautiful, like, purification isn't clean. It is cleaning, but it isn't clean. Sometimes it can be, but that's often when it's like mind imposed. So like the mind imposed purification is this like clean, I'm going to fast and it's going to be blah, blah, blah. And that does, don't get me wrong, that does bring shit up and that's fucking wonderful. But there are other feminine paths to purification that are expressive. So the red moon invites us all to give ourselves a fucking break, to begin to integrate and process the magnitude of all of the things that we've been through, and to really begin to gather the medicine. And from that place of, you know, this is the distillation process, you know, from that place of purification, then we get to the gold, then we get to the learning, then we get to the integration, then we get into this new space within ourselves. The red moon is about the space, you know, and the moon being the moon, you know, there's if you've got the opportunity to go to the ocean, get yourself to the fucking ocean, because the red moon is governed by the ocean. Give yourself space to move your body in a flowing way. And also recognise that, like the moon, you know, we have these phases. We are cyclical beings. This is part of the reason that I do the work that I do, is to support us to reconnect to the cyclical beings that we are. So as a cyclical being, you know, it's like this morning for me, I've got lots of things that I need to do. But this morning I woke up and I was like, I just can't do the things. So I did some yoga. I pushed myself to do some yoga, but the yoga that I did was for when you're feeling like you can't be asked to do yoga. And then I sat and chilled out. I've been watching Lucifer. Oh my God. Fucking love it. Oh, it's wonderful. And it's been an absolute godsend the past few weeks, past month. Got my new hair situation going on. I'm like throwback to, I don't know, like 17, 18-year-old me, when I used to have like little bits of pinking and shit. And then, yeah, the fringe. I saw this thing the other day as well about like Aries women, and how like when they go through like a big life initiation, they do something fucked with their hair. It's not gone that fucked, but it was pretty dramatic. Just like, but actually, I feel fucking reborn. Anyway, I'm totally digressing. But this morning, I honoured it. You know, like, I know that we live in this world of like, discipline is best, and we have to do the things, and we've got to go get the things, and we've got to make all the fucking money, and we got to do. It's like, yeah, and also the planet is fucking chaotic. The energy bombardment is fucking real. We are being dragged through an alchemy process, which means facing all of the fucking karma that we've accrued. We are in pain as a species right now. So if you wake up and you don't immediately feel like you want to be super productive, do the opposite. Don't be fucking productive. Take care of yourself, yes. Discipline to take care gently, lovingly, meeting ourselves where we are, not to override. And that is the core message of the red moon. It's like, do not override your fucking feelings. Do not override your state. Allow it. Meet it. Meet those parts of you. Don't deny, don't suppress, meet. And stop looking for other people to fucking meet you. Meet yourself there. Meet yourself there. Meet yourself there. And then from that space, the grief, the pain, the whatever that has been carried in your heart, in your being, finally has the space to move. That energy that's been trapped in your being has the space to move. And when then the space in your being, more magical things can come in. We can channel, we can be in love, we can be in synchronicity, we can be in magic. So within this Wavespell, I will be sending out the first Galactic Mayan diaries. So I might do a little video when they actually arrive to be like, fuck, look! Very excited. So pre-order that below. Also come to fucking Glastonbury, because it is going to be a boss, and I'll be sharing more about that. Definitely now that I feel like since the hair chop, it's like, all right, okay, I feel like I can almost handle life again. It's marvellous. All right, loves. Much love. Have a beautiful red moon, and I'll see you on the flip side.